everyone. My name is Shakel. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I currently work as a special education teacher here in Brooklyn, and I'm a not so recent graduate from the University of Pennsylvania. And I wanted to really take this time to talk to you guys about awareness, especially as it concerns mental health, mental wellness, and mental illness. As someone who's currently living in recovery from depression and anxiety herself, I really want to take this time to share my story in hopes that it will inspire you guys. So when I was in high school, I was a student athlete, and I went to a very, very small high school compared to other high schools in Brooklyn. And so it was very tight. We were really tight. A lot of my principal, my teachers, and my coaches was very involved with my progress and with my keeping up with my well-being. So I knew that I was always in good hands. So it wasn't until I had gone off to college that I realized that my support system, or how I viewed it and how I would construct a new one, would change. So I was also recruited to run track at the University of Pennsylvania, and I also thought that I wanted to major in chemistry. So as I was there, when I first got there, naturally, I struggled. I struggled a lot during my first year, and I was also very timid. I was very shy, and I didn't know how to ask for help. So that hurt me in the long run. But I would always hear people saying, you know, it's your first year, you're just adjusting, you're still adjusting, don't worry about it. So I thought that's what it was. So I didn't ask for help. I kind of struggled in silence, thinking I could lift myself up out of this. But as time began to go on, it didn't get any better. I started to feel it was more sad on more days than often. I thought that, you know, I wasn't capable of keeping up with the coursework. I also wasn't getting any better while I was on the track team, and it was beginning to take its toll on me emotionally and mentally. So in the spring of 2014, one of my teammates had committed suicide, and at that point, it was something that really rocked me. I didn't know how to deal with this. This was my first encounter with suicide. It was still something that was very taboo for me to speak about, to think about. So to lose a teammate in such a tragic way was very hard for me to cope with. And dealing with that, along with still struggling with my course load, still not improving, struggling through being on the track team, was really difficult for me to handle. And then towards the end of that same year, I found out that one of my good friends, Tim, had gone missing. And it wasn't until the next year that we realized that he too had died by suicide. So at the time of his missing, I was really confused. I was still struggling myself. I didn't understand what was happening. I was doing so poorly that I was on academic probation. I was entering my third year of study hall, and I was at risk of being kicked out of school. And it kind of just kept reinforcing this idea that I had of myself that, you know what, I don't matter, I'm not worthy of this, I don't deserve any of this, I'm not smart enough, look, I'm failing, I don't deserve to be here. So as that dark cloud kind of hovered over me, I realized it'd become much harder for me to get out of bed in the morning. I'd spend hours getting ready because I just felt utterly unmotivated. I had gone to practice one day, and I was jogging, I was in my warm-up, and my chest had started hurting so bad, and it was like I couldn't breathe. And I spoke to my coach, and it wasn't until I'd gone to the doctor to check my heart out and everything, they said that was fine, but I realized that I was suffering from moderate to severe depression as well as anxiety. So that really, to have a name to it, to realize that I was depressed, really took its toll, and I didn't know how to handle that. I felt like I was alone in it. I felt like I was the only one going through it, like I was broken, and I continued to stay silent about it, and it hurt, and it hurt so bad, and I slipped. I kept slipping deeper and deeper into this darker place. I felt like I didn't even want to be here. I didn't even want to be on this earth anymore. But then I had a chance to really sit down and to really think and to really dig. And in that digging and in that thinking, I realized that there has to be more to this. There has to be more to this life. I deserve more. So I decided to finally open my mouth and speak up and speak out and to ask for help. So in addition to the counseling and psychological services they have at my school, I actually went to my advisor that was in the college, and in addition to helping me figure out my major and the classes that I needed to graduate, she also acted as a mentor, as someone I could speak to intimately about how I was feeling when I felt like I was nothing, when I felt like I was broken, when I felt like I had nothing left to give. She reassured me that I really am worthy of this life. So my message to you all is, you are worthy just because you are here. I'll say it one more time. You are worthy because you are here. So there's no grade or job promotion or job or career or performance. There's no one thing that can define your worth. Just the gifts that you have, your voice that you share is enough. You're always enough. You are always worthy of love. And when I finally realized that for myself, I finally had the strength to accept the help around me and to pull myself up and to accept the help from my friends out of the fog. So I decided to leave the track team at that point. I majored in English and I got to do the things that I enjoyed in writing. I got to join an a cappella group and sing, and with them I felt so free because it was through music that I realized I can be myself and I can be accepted for who I was. So with all of the help, with the love, with the prayer, I was able to graduate in May of 2015. And so I share all of this to say that it's okay to ask for help. Always open your mouth to ask for help, because you never know that in sharing your story, who else is feeling the same way that you feel, and possibly whose life you can save in sharing it. Because sometimes we just feel alone, but once you realize that there's someone else who feels the same way as you do, the world is not a lonely place anymore, and maybe you two can work together to get help, or you three, or a group of you guys. So thank you guys for listening to my story, and just always, always, always remember to speak up, to speak out, and to always remember that you are worthy because you are here. Thanks, guys.